Am I the only parent that allows their kid to start school a little bit late? Like, school starts in Miami tomorrow, Thursday. We're not doing that. Like, we will see you on Monday. My baby.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the Just a Girl Show. My name is Jenny, and if you are new here, if you're new to the channel, of course, hit that subscribe button, turn your notifications on so you never miss an episode. And if you are a subscriber, welcome back to the channel. I honestly feel like the worst thing that could have ever happened to majority of people in this world is social media and not knowing what to say and what not to say. And as I always say, people are always looking for a viral moment. They're always looking to see who else is with them, and they find out pretty quickly that no, that I might do that, but I might not come online and say that, because what if somebody sees it? What if somebody hears it? There's no shame. There's no care for how you might look. There's no care for how you're perceived, because we want to be able to do it, whatever we want to do, when we want to do it, all the things, right? When it comes down to education and teachers working with the parents, unfortunately, y'all, there's just some parents who you just know be on some BS, and you got to be prepared for them. And I think the worst part about being an educator and social media is seeing your students, potentially seeing your students' parents on social media. Because then it starts to all make sense about the kid and where they come from and how they act and how they, what they believe. And because I'm watching your mama and this is how she talk and this is how she act, that has changed the game. Like 100%. I want to share this very brief clip for y'all. Very brief for y'all to see the reality of how ignorant these women are and how they don't care. Here's the clip. Let's come back and talk about it.
Am I the only parent that allows their kid to start school a little bit late? Like, school starts in Miami tomorrow, Thursday. We're not doing that. Like, we will see you on Monday. My baby will be there bright and early on Monday. But, like, we're not making midweek, late week, all chaotic. Nothing's going to be going on Thursday and Friday. Like, we'll see you Monday. Let's start the week off right.
So I think my husband was saying this to me when I showed him this video, that when he was younger, the kids, a lot of times school started on a Thursday, the kids didn't come to school until Monday. But no one said that, right? Like, you didn't come to school and come online and say, yeah, the school started yesterday, my kids ain't coming until Monday. Well, we don't do all that. We don't do all that. No one said that. But to say it like you are, like this is making it her summer even better. You know that there's a start for a reason. She's not home yet. Summer is always summer. School, you always know when school's going to start. And this is a choice to intentionally not have her start on time, right? We, as parents, and just the way things work, we always think, oh, it's just the beginning of the school year, ain't nothing going to be happening. But there's a lot that can be happening in the first 2-3 days of school. A lot. Like, just setting the tone for kids to come into a new school, a new environment with a new teacher. But when you have parents like this who glorify it, and they're looking for the moms who also agree with you, as a teacher, to come across this and see this, it makes you wonder, what kind of what kind of child are you raising? And here's a clip of a teacher responding to this video, which I love to hear how on it this teacher is when it comes down to let's make an impact from the first day they walk into this door.
School starts in Miami tomorrow, Thursday. We're not doing that. Like, we will see you on Monday.
Hi, fourth grade teacher here. So we started on Wednesday, yesterday, and on the first day of school, I let them know what the classroom procedures are. There's a lot of processes and procedures that they just got to get acclimated to since they're in a new class, new grade. Today, on the second day of school, I officially started like the bulk of my math lessons, because yesterday I just did a review so I can have an idea of where their brains are, gave them a refresher from after the summer, wanted to know what they learned in third grade and what they retained. So today we officially started lessons and we worked on multiplicative comparisons. Tomorrow we'll be building on multiplicative comparisons. This unit actually just has 4 lessons to it, so we'll be taking a quiz probably about Let's see, Monday, Tuesday. We'll probably take one on Wednesday. So I hope she studies. There was homework tonight on the multiplicative comparisons, and there will be homework tomorrow. The Friday homework, of course, expected to be turned in on Monday. They had art specials yesterday. Today is gym specials. Luckily, they do have art twice a week, so we'll have art specials again on Friday. Let's see, what else did I miss? Oh, you're doing a disservice to your child, so please send them to school every day and on time. Thank you. Oh, I know what I forgot. Today, towards the end of the day, we picked our class name as a unit. I let the kids, like, if they had an idea for what the name they wanted, they were able to put it on the board, and then we narrowed it down to the top 3. Well, it ended up being top 4 because there was a tie, and then everybody got a secret ballot vote. And now we have our official class name for the school year. So, I mean, we do stuff.
I love that. I love that she's creating structure. I love that she's coming out with like, we do a lot in those first couple of days. We want to start out with setting the standard, setting the tone for these kids. We don't want to come in and BS and let them think they're playing around. No, y'all played all summer. It's time to get back to work. Let's have a great school year. Let's have fun. Let's enjoy learning. But it's important for your child to be there. And I think what you create is this idea that your child don't have to follow the rules. Like I can go when I want to. I'm gonna take the day off. This is what you're creating, because I don't know how old this child is, but if she knows school started and she don't got to go till Monday, but her friends are going, or maybe she wants to go and you're like, you're not going. You'll go on Monday. What are we teaching?
Am I the only parent that allows their kids to start school a little bit late? Like, school starts in Miami tomorrow, Thursday. We're not doing that. Like, we will see you on Monday. My baby will be there bright and early on Monday.
I don't know, maybe I'm just making it deeper than it is, but I feel like doing something like this is a disservice to your children. I feel like you're teaching them bad habits because you're allowing them to think that ignoring deadlines and start dates is okay. You're allowing them to feel like the world is going to cater to them when that's simply not the case. If you are an adult, in the real world, you're an adult and you're offered a job and they say, hey, you're going to start this job on this date, and then you don't show up for 2-3 days, there's a good chance that when you do actually go to that job, you're not going to have that job. If you're in college and you're supposed to start class on this specific date, and then you don't show up for 2 or 3 days later, when you go to that class, there's a good chance that you're going to be dropped. And a person that actually wanted to be in that class, that was on the wait list, is going to take your spot. So I just feel like we got to be careful what we're showing our kids. She also talked about, starting the school year in the middle of the week. It's going to be chaotic. You can miss the first 2 days and just start fresh on a Monday. So what if it's chaotic? Let them go through the chaos. It's only going to make them better. Don't hold your kids back and for no reason, really. Let them go through that stuff, get used to the things that they have to get used to those first 2 days, and by next week, everybody should be on the same page and things are easier. What are you purposely holding your child back, purposely allowing them to fall behind, even if it's just 2 days? It doesn't make any sense.
Why are we encouraging this, and why are we so quick to post this? This makes you look bad as a parent. I want you to know this. As a parent, it makes you look bad as a parent because I'm judging you as your child, your daughter's teacher. I'm judging you. I'm judging your parent, and how she behaves is a reflection of you.
I made a TikTok essentially talking to myself that ended up going viral, and it's being flooded. I'm being tagged in all these mentions to the point where I even limited the comments because it was related to my child, and I'm just not going to go back and forth with people. But first and foremost, let me take accountability, because the video, it does sound like I just don't feel like being bothered with school. So if that's the perception I'm giving off and that's what people are responding to, yes, there's more context to it, but at the same time, that's the impression I'm giving off. But that's not the scenario. I live in Miami, and we are from New York. I'm currently in New York, right? So my daughter spends the summer with her dad's side of the family, and anyone who knows New York and Florida have 2 different school schedules, right? So she has a family reunion this weekend from her dad's side, and they are on New York time. They're not on Florida time. This move just happened a little over a year ago, so they're not on Florida time. So they scheduled this for the Saturday that she goes to school that Thursday. So instead of me doing that to my child emotionally, I let her miss the first day, 2 days of school. And aside from that, it's very hard on my child already, like the move. So the 2 days and the family reunion matters to her. I'm not going to send her in a classroom where she's crying or being upset because she missed out on something. And more importantly in life, as someone who lost a parent and all her grandparents, I understand very much well these same people may not be here next year. So I'm keeping my child home from school. And as a mother, that is my right and that is my decision, and I'm doing what I feel is best for my child. And as a mother, because so many people are coming to me about my motherhood, I'm a mother that paid for pre-K 3, that's pre-K before pre-K, and paid for that out of pocket. My daughter's been reading since then. Aside from that, when the pandemic hit and curriculum slipped in schools and teachers didn't know how to keep up with the virtual learning, I paid for a tutor to come to my house to teach my child, so my child was getting the proper education. That's the type of parent I am. Even in Florida, there's something called Parents' Choice, where you could choose the school your child goes to. I chose a school that takes me an hour and 30 minutes to get her to school and back home from her school drop-off. Why? Because I want what's best for my child. And with said Parents' Choice, if you have too many absences, they do not allow you to roll the next year. So being that she's in the same school tells you her attendance last year was more than fine. And lastly, I'm the same one that lives in Florida alone, and when I'm sick, I get in an Uber and I drop her to school and take that Uber home and pay that expense to get my child to school. 2 days is not going to change the trajectory of her life. If no one ever said it's all because the first day of 5th grade I missed. If that's your story, then I'm sorry, but that's not my child's story. She understands on Monday she has to hit the ground running. There's something called Class Dojo where I already have spoken to her teacher for this school year and have the information for her to be ready on Monday. And aside from that, we already know who's in her class. It's a very small school. So her friend from last year has actually been doing phone calls with her, filling her. And I did what's best for my child, and everyone should do what's best for theirs.
I mean, we think this stuff is like whatever, but this stuff really, what we allow our kids to do, what we normalize will set the tone, especially with these women and how they raise these little girls. These little girls can go from being sweet and nice to being entitled, to being demanding, to being mean, to walking in school with this chip on your shoulder 2 days, 3 days later, like everybody's gonna be waiting for you. It don't work like that. These are the things that we need to be teaching our kids from the beginning. I teach my kids about being on time. I teach them about how we don't work. Lateness, being late is unacceptable. Things happen, of course, but we want to show up to school on time. We want to show up to class on time. We want to be present. We want to pay attention because it's your education. You represent your family. You represent yourself. And I don't want nobody to be looking at me like I'm crazy, because what you do want to have them looking at us like we crazy. And I care about my reputation. I care about how people perceive me. And this is the reality for these parents. They don't care. And they think it's cute. They think it's funny. And it's a problem. But as always, y'all, I just want let me know your thoughts. Are you the parent who does this? Were you the child who didn't have to start school until the Monday after? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next episode soon. Bye.